Hi Stampers, welcome to Mrs. Lincoln's Inkin and this week's Friday video tutorial. Today we are going to be making these little treat pouches, and when you open up the ribbon they hold a little square candy. So stinking cute. I just love them. This one is using the All Is Calm DSP that's available in the Holiday Mini right now, and this one is actually using DSP that I just stamped an image on to make my own homemade DSP. And I wanted to give you a little tip real quick that if you are making one out of regular cardstock, this is what my template looks like, and I would strongly suggest scoring first and then putting your image on, and then using your two score marks right here that we're going to be making here in a second as your guide, and then stamping between these two and these two, going opposite directions, because when you fold it up, see how these ones are going in the right direction, but these ones are now upside down. So you want the images to be like facing each other, for lack of better terms. So when you fold it up, you can make sure that your images are face up on both sides. So it's just a little tip that I wanted to share with you in case you do the cardstock. I would score first and stamp later. Okay, but for today we are using the Color Me Autumn DSP that's also available right now in the Holiday Mini. And you need a base piece that is cut at 5 by 10. And we need to get our scoreboard out. So once our scoreboard is here with our 5-inch side at the top, using our larger end of our scoring tool, because we're using DSP, we don't want it to tear through, we're going to score at 1 1/4, flip it 90 degrees and score at 1 1/4 again. Now we're gonna put our 10-inch side at the top and we're gonna score at 4, flip it 90 degrees and score at 4 again. Okay, so on the 5-inch side it's 1 1/4, then flip it and 1 1/4 again. On the 10-inch side, it's score at 4, flip it 90 degrees, and score at 4 again. Now we're done with our Simply Scored, so we're going to put that away. And now we're going to reinforce all of our lines here. And again, if you are using cardstock, you absolutely want to make sure for this project that you reinforce these score lines very well, because we're going to be doing a diagonal fold here in just a second, and the cardstock is a little bit harder to work with, obviously, because it's thicker than the DSP. So you just want to make sure that you get a nice folded crease when you're using the cardstock. Okay. So now, there you have a score line here. I'm trying to see which way you can see it better, and which is probably this way. Now you have a score line here, a score line here, and then your two score lines here. Now with whatever side of your DSP you want as the inside of your box, you want that to be facing up. That score line that you have right here, that 4-inch score line, you need to diagonally fold it to that 1 1/4 score mark. Okay, so we're going to take this one down here, starting with the bottom. We always start with the bottom. We're going to kind of press our finger in there, bring it up, lining it up with that score mark, and then we're going to reinforce. Okay, now we're going to do it on this side too. Kind of bringing it in with our finger, reinforce right there, and then reinforce back here. Okay, now we're going to flip it over, and then we're going to do the same thing. We're going to find that score mark and we're going to bring it in to the 1 1/4 score mark. that. And then this side. There we go. Okay, so now it should look like this. Okay, so now we have 4 tabs up here, or 4 rectangles. We want to put sticky strip there. Now when you are doing this project, you're going to notice that you have a diagonal line right here and right here. You don't want your sticky strip to go past that. You don't want it in the middle right here. You just want it just up there in the top. Okay, and now we're going to fold this over. So now when you open it, your score marks are going to fold and make your little box. Now remember, it is just paper, so you gotta work with it a little bit. See, and then you just push the edges in, and then voila. There is your little treat carrier. And when you open it, you just put your little chocolate in there. Ta-da! How cute. Okay, so let's go ahead and decorate this guy real fast. So I'm going to take my hole punch here, and I'm just gonna punch a hole right in the middle. Like that. Now I'm going to take my Mossy Meadow ribbon, my stitch satin ribbon here, cut a chunk off, feed it through my little hole, and then I'm just going to tie it in a bow or a knot, whatever you prefer. I think I'm going to use a bow. I can get it even. We all know me and getting things even. Doesn't happen very often. And you can just work with your bow a little bit to get it the way that you want it to look. And I actually don't even think I'm gonna trim anything on that bow. I like it just the way it is. Okay, so then for my greeting, I used the new tag punch, and I used the work of art stamp set. I used this image right here, and then I stamped it in pumpkin pie, and then I did 2 stamps above and below it in wild wasabi, and then punched it out. And then for my greeting, I used the Grateful for You, which is in this super cute For All Things stamp set, also in the holiday catalog, in soft suede. And then I wanted to just show you how I back my decorative label punch. I just cut this right in half. It doesn't have to be perfect. Just got to snip it in half. Then you're going to take your snail. Oops, would help if it went the right way. And then you're just going to put one of those cuts that you just made on each side. Just like that. And then just like that. And then you are going to have these little like tabby things right there, but I just snipped those off. And then on this side. Alright, now I'm going to take a dimensional, and I'm going to put a dimensional on the back of this. Put this right here on my bag. Then I'm going to take another dimensional and put this right here. And then put this going this way on my bag, which I guess I didn't even need the pumpkin pie because it kind of covers it up. But oh well, such is life, hey? And then there you go. There is my cute little treat bag. Here's the other one. And then here's this one. So I hope you all enjoyed today's video, guys. Thanks so much for stopping by. Until next time, happy inking!